Well, the big news that has enraged everyone today is that Toho and Takara announced a collaboration for Transformers and Godzilla. And what they announced is not exactly to everyone's liking, so it would seem. There's an Optimus Prime inspired by Kiryu, and then a Megatron Godzilla mode. And it's got people a bit baffled at the laziness of it. Now, the Optimus Prime actually doesn't bother me. Because Transformers have so far been doing two different kinds of collaborations. The one, and the most obvious one, is when they take like a vehicle from another franchise and they just make a Transformer out of it. Right? So like the Blackbird from X-Men, the DeLorean from Back to the Future, the T-Rex and the Ford Explorer from Jurassic Park, or the Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters. And just make that into a Transformer. And perfect, makes sense, right? That's would be the obvious course of action. But there is another kind of collaboration they do where they don't take the vehicle from a franchise and make a transformer out of it. They take a transformer that already exists and just like redeco it with the other franchise. So there's like the Ghostbusters Optimus Prime, which is just Optimus Prime in Ghostbusters colors and with Ghostbusters logos. And that's what the Kiryu is. The Kiryu is just Optimus Prime decoed to Kiryu. Like Optimus Prime is part of Team Kiryu. And, that's fine. That is what it is. Okay, whatever. I mean, Kiryu isn't even the best choice, anyways, for a Transformer because he's already a humanoid robot. It's just, okay, you flip back the dinosaur head and he's got like a robot head. The baffling one is Megatron. Because the Megatron is just Godzilla, or it's just Grimlock redecoed to be reminiscent of Godzilla. And then you transform him, and it's Grimlock with a quasi Megatron head with the Godzilla logo on his chest. If you are of a certain generation, you might remember the Ben Cooper costumes, where it was just like a vacuum form mask of the character and then a plastic smock with the character on it. I actually had a Transformer one when I was a kid. It was a white and blue Optimus Prime mask, which now we'd say was Ultra Magnus, but at the time, a white and blue Optimus Prime mask with smock with Optimus Prime on it. That was the costume. So it's like Megatron is wearing a Godzilla Ben Cooper costume. It's like he's got the colors of Godzilla and he's got the logo of Godzilla on his chest. He's just missing like the vacuum form mask, like the Monster Island Buddies mask of Godzilla. He forgot that at home when he went out go trick or treating. So like that's absolutely baffling. And what makes it even more baffling is the fact that Transformers has already unofficially done Godzilla homages like three times already, better than this collaboration. So the first time was G1 Trypticon, the Decepticon City Transformer. We call them Titans now. But back in the day, these were just the large size city Transformers, Scramble City style Transformers. And so yeah, they had in the same line as the original movie Transformers movie figures from 1986, they had the Decepticon City Transformer as Trypticon, a giant dinosaur, and then the Autobot one was Metroplex, who was a humanoid figure. So it was like you get this Ultraman versus Godzilla vibe going on in the fight between these arch nemesis, these city Transformers. So already Trypticon would be a better choice. If you wanted to do a Godzilla collaboration, just reissue Trypticon with like Godzilla backplates. That would be like the most obvious choice. Just reissue Trypticon as Godzilla. But then later in G1, they had these headmasters of the horror cons, and so you had one of these horror cons, Snapdragon, I think his name was, that was a dinosaur. So these guys were triple changers. They had a robot mode, they had a vehicle mode, and they had a monster mode. The monster mode for one of them was a dinosaur. The monster mode for the other one was a gorilla. And why these guys were called horror cons was completely inscrutable as children. It's like, okay, what is it? It's an obvious reference now as an adult. I get it. Godzilla and King Kong. The dinosaur is Godzilla. The gorilla is King Kong. They're based on horror movies. These are horror cons, horror icons. So G1, they did it twice. They did two Godzilla homages in G1, and both better than this current collaboration. And then you get to Beast Wars, and you have the Gorilla Optimus Primal versus the T-Rex Megatron. And that's two levels, right? So you have, obviously, there's King Kong versus the T-Rex from the original movie. But then you also can think of like, okay, Gorilla versus T-Rex, T-Rex is Godzilla, it's King Kong versus Godzilla again, is in Beast Wars with Megatron versus Optimus Primal. And I have thought for a long time, in fact, that they could totally do a Transformers King Kong collaboration where you reissue and retool Optimus Primal as King Kong, and then there was a, a Decepticon as part of the movie figure line, Revenge of the Fallen. Ransack, I think his name was, and there's like Dive Bomb or something like that, but it's biplane. It's a biplane Decepticon. And it's like, okay, you retool, redeco the biplane, so it's like the biplanes in King Kong. You redeco Optimus Primal, so he's King Kong, and now you have a King Kong set of Optimus Primal Kong and the biplane Decepticon. There you go. There's your collaboration. Transformers X Kong. That would be a fantastic set. I would absolutely buy that. There's a free idea, Hasbro. Go take it. Go do it. I won't sue you. Just go take it. Um, so like why this, why just this laziest course of action with repainting Grimlock with a Megatron head wearing the logo, Godzilla logo, like a Ben Cooper smock, is absolutely baffling. And I mean, this thing will sell. This will sell among fanatics. I already know which guys on YouTube are going to buy one. But it's just like there's there's better options they could have chosen. At the very least, just reissue the like latest version of Triptychon as Godzilla. But anyways, that's 3 times already that Transformers has done a better homage to Godzilla than the actual official Godzilla collaboration. What was possessing them to do this? The laziest course of action? I don't know, but here we are. And here's my thoughts on that. I'm gonna pass on buying those ones. The Ben Cooper Godzilla Smock Megatron and Optimus Kiryu inspired. Gonna pass on those. I'm gonna wait for that Optimus Primal as King Kong set to come out at some point in some parallel universe.